G'day, and welcome to today's edition of The Spiritual Dad. And today, I want to talk about acceptance. Acceptance is accepting yourself, the people around you, and your situation. There's a 12-year study about people that had gone through horrific times, such as war and calamities and death and such, and they did a comparison of those who did well afterwards and those who did not. And they're curious, why did the people that did well do well? What made them able to move on? And what it came down to was a simple word: acceptance. Now, it's a simple word, but getting there is really quite difficult. How does one accept? Well, let's take a look at ourselves for a second. Do we accept ourselves as we are? Well, based on our upbringing, based on those people that interact with us when we were younger, we received all kinds of different things. We received acceptance. We also received things like, you're not worthy-ish kind of concepts, like, good job, but you could do better. Or, I think that you should do this differently because this is how I do it. Anger, rage, things along those lines that made us feel small or that we were not worthy or capable. And those things simply that we weren't that good at, but we were good at other things. And for those things that we weren't good at, sometimes we were teased or didn't feel like we were as good as someone else. Okay? Accepting who we are is looking at our good things and saying, you know what? I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay that I'm not the best artist. I'm decent. I was pretty good at drawing when I was younger. But at this moment, I can tell you right now that I would have some difficulties. That doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. Matter of fact, if I enjoy it, I should. So, taking that into consideration, accepting ourselves makes it easier to accept others. When we become frustrated with somebody, in truth, that frustration comes from us, within us. It's something about us that we don't like about ourselves. And when we see it in others, it kind of drives us nuts. Now, of course, that's not black and white. There's plenty of things where someone does something like cut you off when you're driving. And you're like, dude, really? You had to do that? What's up? Well, understand that's something within them that is causing them to treat you that way, or just to not even pay attention to where they are. And accepting that and saying, I'm not going to be angry with you because of what you did, but instead, I'm going to wish you well. Whatever's troubling you at this time, I hope it goes away and I hope you have a much better day. That saves you from feeling the pain associated with the anger or frustration or whatever the trigger was that hit you and said, they're coming off. You know what? Yeah, they did. And you don't have to carry that. You can just let it go and wish them well. Accepting people for who they are, accepting the situation. An example of that is how to be at peace in life. You don't have full control of what happens in life. And when something happens that you may or may not like, you can accept it. You can do whatever it is to get past it and then move on and let it go. So that's what I mean by acceptance. It is not letting those things that occur in life get you. Because peace, joy, happiness, love, all those things come from inside. And if someone ruins something of that for you, they break your peace and make you unhappy, that's really coming from inside because you're allowing that to happen. And instead, if you allow yourself to let it go and just be your best self for yourself, you're strong enough to be your best self for others. And you can bring peace and happiness and joy from within you to others and make their lives better. to bless them along their way, so to speak, and just be happy. So, in practice, that's like walking into a coffee shop and smiling when you walk in because you're happy to be there. That happiness is, hey, I'm about to have a great cup of coffee, maybe a snack. Maybe I'll meet someone, have a nice conversation. And lo and behold, you do that. People see you smile, they see your energy, they feel your energy, and they accept you for who you are in that moment. It's a whole lot easier to accept someone who's friendly and outgoing than someone who's angry and frustrated. So I want you to look at yourself in the mirror, really close, bring it up close and look yourself in the eyes and say to yourself, you're great. You're wonderful. I love you. You do that for 3 to 5 minutes every day for about a month. Maybe play some music in the background that you appreciate, not something that doesn't contain words, so you're not interrupting yourself. And you're going to find that when you say that and something negative comes up, that it's not your voice, it's someone else's. It was a parent or a teacher or a coach or a kid on the street or in the playground that you're hearing. And if you start filtering that out, you're going to start seeing that, you know what? That's not you. You can hand that up back to whoever gave it to you. Let it go and realize that you're fine. You're cool. You're great. You love you. And all those negatives that were put in your head, let them go. You're going to feel yourself lighter. You're going to be happier and more joyful from the inside. You're going to love yourself more. And when you love yourself more, it shows. Your energy becomes something that's more attractive. You smile more often. You have a light skip in your step, things like that. And when you do that, more people will accept you because you're being a better person for yourself and through yourself for others. So I invite you to go ahead and try that. Even if you try it just a few times and be from your heart talking to yourself, looking in the mirror, looking into your eyes and saying, I love you. I think you're great. You are wonderful. I am a good person. And just keep that up. I am good at art. I am a wonderful driver. Whatever it is you want to say about yourself to yourself. And if there was anything that was bothering you before about yourself, say it to yourself. And try to convince yourself that the negative isn't true. And what you're going to hear again is someone else's voice who gave you that thought. And you can let that go. Let it go and just be. Let in the good stuff. And be your best self. So with that, this is Steve, the Spiritual Dad, signing off, and we'll catch up with you again later. Much love. Cheers.